360 Alchemist School of Enlightenment and Darkness, where you are the teacher and student club of Brony, and where the drinks are free because they ain't on me. On babies, on bro now. On the brethrens, what's good with y'all? Or a good moon cycle, as I should say. We've been establishing the aspect that the universe is mental and that everything is on your mind. And all this shit behind you is just actually a aspect of your thought process. And when you start to transform the way that you think, you can start transforming the reality around you, because the universe is mental. So when you start working on your mind, you start to take your power back. Do you get what I'm saying on babies? On bro now. You get to taking your power back. So the whole aspects of this knowledge is to get your power back. And by getting your power back is to know thyself. When you know yourself, you know the universe. The universe is just a reflection of your perception of the world around you. Do you feel what I'm saying? Oh, babies. The world is just a reflection of the perception inside of your mind. The world's an illusion, buddy. It's not real. And after today, after I break down these documents, we got about 5 or 6 books we're going to read through. You will have a better understanding of this as well. Okay, so we're going to start with Robert Keels. It's going to be a lot of ums today, y'all. I'm a little tired. It's going to be Robert Keels, Mothman Prophecies. We'll be going through Victor Schauberger's Living Energies, Cosmic Mother, Barbara Moore, Monica Sue, Holographic Universe, Michael Tobit, and then Kenneth Grant's Outside the Circles of Time and Cults of the Shadows. So we got about 7 documents. All of y'all got access to this. I'll let y'all know how to get this shit. Let me put this lecture also on voice recording so everybody can hear it, and then we're going to go ahead and get started, all right? Bet. On brethrens and demons! Come on, bro, now we ready. All right. Clear up that throat chakra. You feel what I'm saying, on babies? Sometimes you got to clear up that throat chakra on babies. So what I'm about to go through, y'all, is the document, my docs on this. All this information is available in my newsletter. The link is in my bio, okay? I'm going to say that one more time. The lecture, all this information is already in, the link is in my bio. I have a Bronium newsletter. We are in our 3rd month. It has these documents, screenshots, references, page numbers, all that good shit for y'all. All right? So you can follow along with this information as I say it. Okay? You guys have access to this knowledge as well. So, like I said, without further ado, the first thing we're going to go through is the aspects of the Mothman Prophecies. Anybody don't know about Mothman? In West Point, Virginia, there was a bridge collapse. A whole bunch of people were unalived, and they seen this apparition before and after, along with UFOs, along with the aspect of the Men in Black. It's all in this book. The record keeper of the city was getting visited by the Men in Black and telling her, don't post nothing else about UFOs and all of that shit. And yes, they used the last names, Mr. Smith and I'm John Brown and all that real basic shit. They didn't know, one of the people didn't even know how to use a fork and knife to eat steak. They had to show them. This is how weird this shit gets. But without further ado, we do not know that some people can move objects, even bend spoons and keys with the powers of their minds alone. But the telepathy is now a tested and verified phenomenon. Telepathy, controlling things with your mind. That's tested and verified. The universe is mental. The Tibetans believed that advanced human minds can manipulate these invisible energies into visible form called topas or thought projections. That Walter Gibson's intense concentration on his shadow novels inadvertently bring a topa into existence. Now, what are we talking about in reference to the shadow apparition? What we're talking about is the aspect that everybody inside of this house, this particular house, started seeing shadow figures. Now, if you are familiar with the aspect of ghost hunting, then you know that if there's traumatic experiences or something happens in a house, somebody dies in an uncalled for way or whatever like that, the house can be hunted by that energy. However, this house never had that energy up in there. So the only thing they had that was seeing this shadow figure was this dude named Walter Gibson was making novels about the shadow. And people started to see it in their real world because the universe is mental. The shit that you think, if you have a powerful enough mind, can start to manifest in the physical, especially if you're giving it dimensions, you are explaining the story behind it and shit, you have given it life with your thoughts. So they started to see this shadow apparition inside of this thing because this dude was writing this book. Now the next thing we're going to go to is the aspect of that's just thoughts. His thoughts had no dimension. You cannot measure it. You cannot see it. You cannot feel it. But yet, if I think of a banana, I can see it in my mind, but you can't see it. The universe is mental. If I focus on that long enough and write some shit, I can manifest that into the physical. But let's get a little bit deeper. Let's actually go into my Abronium newsletter, and we're going to talk about the aspects of what is your physical? What is your matter? You need to understand that and break that shit down on Bronium. All right? Now, it says right here, one startling discovery made by quantum physicists was that if you break matter into smaller and smaller pieces, you eventually reach a point where those pieces, electrons, protons, and so on, no longer possess the traits of objects. This is difficult. Though electrons can sometimes behave as if it were a compact little particle, physicists have found that it literally possesses no dimensions. So when you break down matter to its smallest form, it has no dimensions. What else doesn't have no dimensions? Your emotions and your thoughts. When you break this shit behind me down to the smallest form of what the fuck it is, it has no form, no thought, no dimension. It's dimensionless. Nothing in this realm can measure this shit when it's broken down to its smallest form. You cannot see this matter no much. Your thoughts, you cannot see them. Okay? So the thought process has to be the beginning of our matter, because once you break this shit down to the smallest, it has no dimension, and your thoughts have no dimension. Your emotions have no dimension. Therefore, your universe is mental. Just like the Hermeticism taught us, Kybalion, Tahuti, Thoth, Hermes, all the same damn person, just elaborated through different cultures, so you're going to get different aspects or angles or angels of it. A different ray of light of the same damn truth. Thoth, Hermes, Tahuti, all them people the same. Alright? Comes from the aspects of the moon, the second worship in ancient Egypt. But anyway, I digress. You feel what I'm saying? The universe is mental. So we're gonna get into the next book, Victor Schauberger, Living Energies, and keep building on this analysis. And I'm gonna keep telling y'all that the universe is mental. That whatever you think starts to come into reality. Using this as an analogy for the structural development of the atom, which is of course infinitely smaller and has a much higher rate of rotation and vibration, then it becomes clearer how physical matter could come into being through the focusing of energies at one particular point. Therefore, in almost nothing is everything. Taken to its extreme, it could therefore be said that in nothing is everything, that all manifestation emerges through the eye of a needle. Out of nothing comes everything. Your thoughts are no thing. They're no physical thing that you can evaluate. But yet they become everything, just like matter and atoms. They're no thing. They just pop out of nowhere, start finding bonds, and then they start to create something. If they don't find a bond, scientists see that they pop back out of this existence. Crazy shit. Oh, bro, now. Now, let's get a little bit deeper with this from the aspects of the ancient Egyptians, and what you need to understand is that spirit is science, mythology is science. Everything is connected. Nothing is separate. All right? On bro now. So if you look at the Mayat right here, it says Mayat meant both mother and matter. Matter, when broken down to the smallest aspect, has no dimensions. Mayat means mother and matter. So it says right here, Mayat was the word for both mother and Mayat. Mayat is the ultimate truth contained within herself, the potential existence and non-existence of all things, all polarities. She was also pure nothingness, having no identifiable characteristics but the eternal potency and potential of everything. She's nothing but yet everything. Physical matter, go back to Victor Schauberger, physical matter could come into being through the focusing of energies at one particular point. Therefore, in almost everything is almost nothing. So they both saying the same thing in a different way. Victor Schauberger said atoms, which is matter, pop out of nothing, become everything. Cosmic Mother says Mayat means mother and matter, but yet she is nothing and yet everything. What you got to understand is the complexities of the mythologies actually were explaining the contextual realities that we are indwelled in. It is actually what we live in. It's nothing but yet everything. It is not nothing physical, because the spirit is what? It's not physical. But yet it manifests and becomes everything. The same with matter, the same with thoughts. Your universe is mental, buddy. So now let's draw on this a little bit deeper. If your universe is mental and you have institutions out here that are representing a solar code or a patriarchal institution and have to keep you dumbed down and on an aspect of not knowing what the fuck is going on around you, then they're going to push to you things that they can control your mind with. Government means Govern, control, mental, mind, control the mind. So they're here to control your mind with the institutions, the school, the college, the Chuck E. Cheese, whatever you want to do. All these institutions are tied in together to keep you at a lower surface level of existence, a mundane human consciousness. When you are a star being, an eternal being, a process of light that is trying to find its way back to the darkness on Brodem, because you emerged out the darkness. You cannot see the light stars at night without the darkness that comes around it. Your first goddess represented the infinite space, Nuit, the infinite space of the darkness that you got out here, and that's 52,000 years before your death of Socrates. And that's on Gerald Massey's Ancient Light of the World and Kenneth Grant. Okay? So you have to understand that, like I said, these institutions cannot tell you that shit. They cannot tell you that the first goddess, the very first deity in this world was a goddess, not a god. They have to tell you that the world started 6,000 years ago, not Neolithic ages, Cosmic Mother Merlin Stone, when God was a woman hundreds of thousands of years ago, and the woman was the aspect of our goddess. She is our vehicle, our savior, she all that shit. And you put all that aspects on the father principles, on the father energy, and today we live in what? A patriarchal society, a patriarchal aspect, all concrete, all hard. Where's the nature? The nature is Mother Nature. That's been wiped the fuck out, just like the matriarchs have been wiped the fuck out on Brodem. You don't know anything about that. You is today though, on Brodem. She is our spaceship, Ashe, on Brodem, on the Brethrens. But you about to learn about it today, okay? How many people in here don't know about Typhon or Set before I even get into it? How many people do not know about Typhon, don't know anything about what I'm talking about, lunar codes, solar codes, anything? If you don't know, I'm going to give y'all a quick 5-10 minute rundown of the lunar codes, the solar codes, and what started, you know, this baleful, this downway sway in the society. All right? I'm learning. Who knows about Typhonian and Draconian and your first goddess? All right, so I want y'all to listen to this really, really closely. Like I said, this newsletter is in my bio, and I'm going to pick somebody to get these documents to for free, too. All right? Now, after many centuries of stellar goddesses, and I'm tired, I ain't going to lie, y'all. I forced myself to get up today. I'm bored. I really didn't want to do this today, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all on, bro. After many centuries, the stellar goddesses and their progeny were considered disruptive on accounts of their false timekeeping. This was interpreted at ethical levels in human affairs as evil, caused by not keeping time in a sexual sense, and the origin of death and disease was associated with the primal code. It was consequently casted out by the Solarites, who gradually superseded the Typhonians. Now, who are the Solarites and who are the Typhonians? In ancient Egypt, long before monumental times, continual intercanine conflicts resulted from these two great divisions, the Draconian or Typhonian worship of the feminine principle, and the Osirian or Ammonite supporters of male supremacy. Alright, appreciate y'all too. On Brodem. Time incalculable separated these four phases of the occult tradition in Egypt. Some idea of its length may be gained by contemplating the fact that the Egyptian priests had maintained precise records of astronomical phenomenon extending over a period of more than 52,000 years before the death of Socrates. So, 52,000 years before the death of Socrates, there was astronomical evaluations. What were those astronomical evaluations? Well, first, as Gerald Massey has demonstrated, no successful reading of Egyptian mythology, symbolism, thought, or history is possible without first ascertaining to which of the four major strata of evolution it pertains. The very first one was the Sabian or star code stratum. So if the stars was being studied for 52,000 years before the death of Socrates, then the very first code 52,000 years before the death of Socrates was the Sabian code, was the cult of the mother goddess of the seven stars plus her child Sirius, the dog star. Sirius was represented by the god Set, whose symbol was the goddess. So all before your Anunnaki tablets, all before your Bible, all before all this shit, all the Muslim, everything, this shit was here first. This was your original Dun Dada. Now, what's very important to understand is that it was four different cults. The very first cult was a star cult of the great goddess. The fourth cult was the solar cult, with this emphasis on the child as son of the father rather than of the mother, caused a major upheaval in the history of humanity. On Brodem. So your solar cult is what you got today. Son of the father rather than of the mother. Everywhere you go is father, father, he, son, father, father, he, Michael Jackson. Oh. He on bro them. Everything of he, everything of him, everything is an aspect. Everything you get provision in this world is a he aspect because you're living in the remnants of a solar coat 52,000 years before the death of Socrates. Now the most important aspect of this was that the solar coat was established before the era of the monuments began. So that means all the pyramids, all the sphinx, all the shit everybody see and love so much, all that shit happened after the masculine principle threw out the feminine energy. So do you really need to be looking at this shit? Hence why at the back of your dollar they have a pyramid on it. Because America is just a surviving aspect of them trying to recreate that solar code. Hence why you have forefathers. You have your founding fathers. Masculine, solar code, masculine supremacy. They held down women. Women weren't allowed to do shit. Solar code, masculine supremacy. Women are now servers and helpmates. Solar code, masculine supremacy. The cult that survived before that, your woman was a goddess. Oh, bro, now. So, and if y'all wants a little bit more, the continuous and murderous antagonism between the cults of Set. Cults of Set is Typhonian and Draconian. Remember, Set is the Sirius star, it's the son of the Great Mother. And the later cults of Osiris and Amon. That's where you get Amen from. The Amonites. Okay? So every time we say amen out here, you giving out love to the solar cult. The continuous and murderous antagonism between the cults of Set and the later solar cults of Osiris and Amen, who represented the Father in heaven, as man represented the Father upon earth. It was Father upon earth first, then Father in heaven. The universe is mental. Whatever you think on this plane starts to reflect on other planes. If dude created a shadow, just him by himself, he created a shadow apparition from writing a novel, according to the Robert Keel's book, Mothman Prophecies. They could start seeing the shadow apparition. Then he wrote, there's some people that's writing the Bible, some people that's writing Muslim shit, some people that's writing this shit. If you get enough people to believe this shit, the universe is mental, that shit exists now. Thank you. It comes because of you. First it happened on earth, later in heaven. You manifested this into your physical. Now we do have a deity over us that is a jealous God. There should be no gods before you. But I just told you that there was a goddess 50,000 to 100,000 to 150,000 years before him. On bro now. Alright, so. Let's just keep on going down the list. Here's another great part. This cult we talking about is called the Draconian and Typhonian cult. The goddess that we talking about, her name is Typhon. Her name is Nuit. Her name is Ursa Major. That's the 7-star system that circles around the North Star, the circumpolar star on babies. You feel me? It's because Freemasons think Thoth is their God. No other book compares to the Bible and the Revelation. It's so fake. Why does Revelation tell us about what no one's saying that the Revelations is fake, and actually it's based on the older Egyptian book that came before it. I just don't have it on the top of my head. But you blocked on bro now. Guys, I don't have time for y'all. I'm not here to argue with y'all egos. You just blocked and I'm gonna get up out of here on bro now. Anyways, as already stated, the initiated magical current manifested in Egypt as the Draconian cult, the cult of the dragon or fire snake. This cult represents the first systemized form of primitive African mysteries, which the Egyptians elaborated into a highly specialized system of occultism that flowered finally in the tantras of India, Mongolia, Tibet, and China. You feel what I'm saying? So just like old dude said, I'm an alchemist, y'all. So everybody that come up here on the comments, they not throwing me off. We're just gonna use them as a lesson. Even bro just came up here and said, "Hey, well, Revelations, how could it be right? How could it be right?" Well, that's all based off an older book. That's based off an older book. Just like the Pythagorean theory is the Pythagoras that they gave to Greek is based on the Pythagorean theorem of all the Egyptians building their shit on those exact coordinates. They were building their buildings like that centuries before there was ever a Pythagoras. He doesn't exist. Just like Socrates or Plato gave you the unmoved mover. That comes from the Book of Atum. Just like the Revelation book. That comes from an older Egyptian book. I just told you this shit came way after all this other shit. So where did they get their shit from? If you a kid, where do you learn to speak from? Your parents, these day parents. Where did they get all their knowledge from? The Typhonian and Draconians. I just said it flowered into the tantras of India, Mongolia, Tibet, and China. That means Kundalini energy, the monks, all around the world. All this shit everybody doing is an aspect of an ancient mystery system that not just the Egyptian practice. It represents the North American system, the African system, the Australian system. They're just the first ones to categorize it, put a name on the shit, and start practicing the sciences behind it and drawing and recording the shit down. They're not the first Don Dadas. It's older. Yoruba's older than this shit. That's why the voodoo cults are so powerful. That's how they got their country back. after they did a voodoo ritual on August 31st, 1797, some shit like that, full moon, on bro now. Duddy Bookman, Annie Fadiman, did the only successful slave revolution. You wouldn't have half your states in America today because of the Louisiana Purchase Napoleon sold after they defeated France as a slave state. They did that off the power of the Yoruba. So understand that this shit holds true aspects of power sources. You just got to learn how to tap into this shit, which is tapping into yourself, because all of this shit is within you, not outside of you. It's already existing within the spheres of your mind. You just have to understand on how to break this shit down. Know thyself. On bro now. You feel me? Draco Constellation is the great mother also. Absolutely. Hey, every celestial star represents an aspect of a consciousness. And that's why when you start getting into deeper occultism knowledge and shit like that, they say what? Every man and woman is a star. It's a celestial aspect of ourselves. That's why we love to look at the sky at night. You are actually looking at reflections of yourself or systems within yourself that are intricate. Okay? Think of how intricate the human body is. All the cells, and then the cells are atoms and all of this shit. It's all within the universe. It's never ending. It's a process. You feel me? Your mind never ends. On babies. Filter comments similar to those flagged by our community. Okay, so let's get a little bit deeper into this, all right, when it comes to this draconian typhonian shit. So the Sabian mother Typhon and her son Set in Egyptian was kept from which the word devil derives, according to Massey. Which the word devil derives. Your first goddess Typhon was actually where the word devil came from. And it says right here, the origin of the devil was the result of the beginning of the goddess without the god, so kept the great mother. The name of the evil one, the enemy, the devil. She was the mother, she was the mother, which was the godless, hence the devilish. Now think about that. If you godless, it's because there's no God before you. Since Typhon is the first primordial deity of an energy of feminine principle, there's no God before. Hence why he says, I am a jealous God, there should be none before you. Because you're jealous of the woman that came before you. Hence why the first woman's name in the Bible is Eve. Eve happens before shit. Christmas Eve. They're dropping the clues. I'm starting to think the people that wrote the Bible really wasn't on the side of this. They was just recording the mental consciousness and the ego frequencies of that day. And when you pick that shit up and decide to go with that shit, you are venerating the ancestors of that energy and bringing them back into our reality. And we got the world we got today, because that's tribalism. That's warfare. 6,000 years ago, there was a shift in consciousness, and a lot of tribalism and warfare was started. How did Allah spread their shit? Through cookies and milk? Through warfare. How did the Israelites spread their shit? Through cookies and milk? Through warfare. How did Christianity spread their shit? With cookies and milk? Through warfare. Tribalism. We are the chosen ones. Your shit is bad. Where does the word demon come from? Demon comes from the word Damien. This is from Encyclopedia of Demons by Teresa Bain. Demon comes from the word Damien, which means higher self. After the Christians started invading all these lands, your shit became paganism. Paganism became a Damien. Damien became a demon. And now your shit is evil, the shit that you practice. So you've been walking around saying devil, great mother, saying demon, yo indigenous, and you are constructing warfare with your own mind against your own shit. And you wonder why it takes some time to venerate your ancestors and work on your altar to even get some shit going, because you working with 30, 40 years of programming, 20 years of programming, or going against the shit that's really for you. You've been running from the monster that's here for you. Bro now. Alright? What's demon in Aramic? Ancient Hebrew? Shit, I don't know. Bro, no, I don't know. I just know that Arabia was settled by Ethiopia, according to Chikinte Dia. Bro, no, everybody, bro, come from like the same land mass, G. All right, bro, now. So yeah, your devil is the great mother, G. And matter of fact, so powerful was this primordial African code of the mother of the 7 stars, and for such long ages did it endure that Kept became the name of Egypt itself, and the first of its terrestrial gnomes. This is where they got the pyramids from. First there were gnomes. It brought down the energy of the stars, the feminine principle. You don't see none of that shit along. Why they don't mention this shit in Ancient Aliens? Because they'd rather give the credit to an alien than to a woman. Y'all thought this shit was race? Boy, this shit deeper than race. Bro, now. What happens before race is gender. On babies. They would rather tell you this shit was some male aliens than tell you that, man, the woman started fire in the Neolithic ages. Man, women been speaking longer than us, hence why they cook better than us and they speak better than us. They can express their emotions better. They've been here longer. We are the mutated aspect of a woman. You got everything a woman got except for the reproduction aspects. You can't hold a baby in your seat and feed it with your bosoms, but you still got the chest. You still got you got all the parts. Yours is just outer. Hers are inner. And this may be pointing to a fact of some aspect of parthenogenesis. You feel what I'm saying? On bro now. On the brethren. So y'all got to understand that these people do not love you. These patriarchs, these little shows y'all watching, dude with the crazy hair, they would rather give this shit to aliens and tell you some shit about some Anunnaki gods than tell you that the woman is your god. On bro now. Alright. Let's go a little bit deeper with this shit. Let's go a little bit deeper with this shit. Let's keep going with it. Let's keep going with it. And just uncovering more and more information. Like I said, this link is in my bio, this newsletter. Anybody want to support the School 360 Alchemist on Cash App, I appreciate it. It helped me get up here every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here, guys. I'm here because, you know what I'm saying, y'all able to look out and, you know what I'm saying, keep this shit going. Y'all helping the next person get this knowledge. The next person get this knowledge. The next person get this knowledge. It says right here, myths and monumental remains in many parts of the ancient world suggest that Egyptian colonizers, after establishing themselves in Sumer, spread far and wide throughout the world. The Egyptian colonizers established themselves in Sumer. So all your Sumerian tablets, which I'm about to go to next in the Cosmic Mother, I'm about to show you the Anunnaki shit is not your truth. That still is 6,000 years ago. Matter of fact, they are what spurred the aspect of the Hebrews writing and the Greeks writing. They shit, Egyptian was before they shit. The solar code was before that shit. The lunar code, the star code was before that shit. The goddess always came first. Well, shorty that be racing on bro them. That's your goddess. Sha'Carri Richardson, she's first on bro them. On babies, quit playing with her. On bro them. On babies. Alright. Let's go into some other shit really quick. What I want to say real quick. Right here, a man who looks. Now we're gonna get into the deeper shit. Now I'm gonna go into the Thelema occult. Now the shit that I'm reading from, unfortunately, is Aleister Crowley. Yeah, the person that you called evil. But I just told you that what's responsible for evil? The devil. What's the devil? Your great mother. What did Aleister Crowley worship? A goddess. What would make him evil? Worshipping the devil. Hence, the worshippers of the mother were godless, hence the devilish. So being evil, which is live spelled backwards, it just means appreciating the great mother. In this realm, everything is upside down. Loving your mama make you a bad person. On bro now. Bro, I still haven't found aspects of, and maybe I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? I haven't studied long enough, but I ain't found no crazy shit yet. And I got like over 1,000 books. None of this. I'm 65. Thank you. I love it. Yes. Guys, you got to understand that we are in this is where we're reading from. Well, I wanted to tell you I'm reading from Thelema in this shit because this shit represents the aspect of the eon of my yacht, the eon of truth and justice, the eon of the daughter that was ushered in by this group. Not ushered in, but just announced. They didn't do shit. They're just messengers. They middlemen. We don't worship nobody on this plane. You worship yourself. Okay? But they are the middleman that gave you the aspect that we are in the eon of my yacht, the eon of the daughter. And like I said, a man who looks upon a woman as a human being, O thou the best countenance, can have no perfection. Though he may repeat mantras, he meets with contrary results. So all the people in this group view the woman as a goddess and as a vehicle and utilized her as such. And Aleister Crowley, I just read a book by him. He promoted full sexuality in reference to man and woman. Do what the fuck you want to do what thou wilt, all that crazy shit. All right, freedom. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. Everything in this realm has been manifested through somebody. Everything in this realm is the object of Whoever built this sign, whoever built these cars, whoever built any of this shit, thought about any of this shit, somebody to get them here. So why would there be religions and groups that are trying to pull you away from that shit and tell you it's evil unless they're trying to control your aspect of manifestation because they can't manifest? They need you to manifest for them under their mind state. All right now. Don't get in trouble here, y'all. If you ain't ready for this shit, get out of here, oh babies. Because Because your life will change, you know what I'm saying? The great brother will come down and speak to your ass. You feel what I'm saying? On bro now. Alright, so let's talk about this. I guess we can go into the Eon of my yacht. Oh man. Each historic age or eon has its word or magical formula, but the present age of Aquarius. Aquarius is water. Water's information. That's why you're getting this shit now. We just shifted into the age. Every time the sun shifts into a new eon or a new age, the whole consciousness of our reality shifts. Hence, thousands and thousands of years ago, when we was in the age of Taurus, everybody was worshiping the bull. The Taurus is a bull. Alright. So now water is going to be our new goddess. What is water? It's our goddess. It's also the metaphysical principle of the in-blood that manifests us into this physical reality. This is a deep occultism knowledge, y'all. I got 1,000 books of this shit. Alright? You got to understand, the person that wrote this book got in trouble with the secret societies and then wrote a letter and said, I don't give a because people can't grasp this shit anyway. The only reason why we able to grasp this shit now, eon has shifted. We ain't got to be rich as hell. We ain't got to be rich no more and be born into a bloodline and be chosen for this shit. Everybody can access this shit. You in America, hopefully you got somewhere to stay. You comfortable, warm enough. You got time to study this shit. Back in the days, we were still focused on survival, racism. You know what I'm saying? All that bull. Like me couldn't even read this shit because I was just trying to rub 2 pennies together. So now I got an opportunity to do this shit. And now you got an opportunity to learn this knowledge. And after this, I'm going to show y'all how to get these documents. So y'all can, I'm not your middleman. I'm not going to, look, Outside the Circles of Time by Kenneth Grant. Coast of the Shadows by Kenneth Grant. Michael Topic's Holographic Universe. Victor Schauberger's Caleb Coates' Living Energies. Merlin Stone, When God Was a Woman. Cosmic Mother, Barbara Moore, Monica Sue. Narama Khan by Nathane. All these documents I got that help me shift my consciousness. They're program books. Alright? I'm not sitting up here like I'm better than you and I know some shit. On bro now. I don't want that burden on me. You feel me? Yup, you got your books, G? Bad. I appreciate that. My bad on, you know what I'm saying, waiting on a couple days. Alright, each historic age or eon has its word or magical formula, but the present age of Aquarius dawned without a word. Alistair Crowley, who announced the first cycle of this age, failed to utter a word, and Meher Baba, who promised his devotees that the culmination of his years-long magical silence would blossom finally in one supreme word, died without having uttered it. Can it be that the eon of Horus is the eon without a word, the eon of supreme chaos dreaded from time immemorial by adepts and prophets of all ages and climes? Yes, it is. Such an eon may now be upon us, yet there is hope for the latter days of the age of Aquarius, for the cycle complementary to the eon of sun is that of the daughter, the eon of Mayat. That's what we about to talk about next, as soon as I find it. The eon of Mayat, which is that of the daughter. Now, because of the enigma of their woman and her role in the secret rites of occultism, the eon of Mayat is shrouded in mystery and its symbols are obscure. Yet today, the emergence of woman as being in her own right, free and potent to control her own destiny, with the discomforting hint that she may surpass the male in knowledge and power, is paving the way for the advent of that eon where she will function as a gateway through which cosmic influences will be invoked. Okay? And it says right here, women are better than men in that sense. They don't have to jump into the abyss. Women have their own ways. They have their own abyss. Women ministrate. The Nagel told me that was the door for them. During their period, they could become something else. The Nagel told me and a little sister that during our menstrual periods, dreaming becomes power. A crack opens in front of us during those days. 2 days before a period, a woman can open that crack and step through it into another world. Guys, I'm about to show y'all. I can send y'all the docs. I'm going to show y'all how to get them in a second. I just need y'all to be patient for 1 second, all right? I'm going to show y'all how to get these books, alright? I got book lists with all this shit on here. Alright, already compiled. Alright, now, let me elaborate on this Outside the Circles of Time, and I'm going to use another book to do it. It just told you what? I just dropped a major bomb on y'all, and it said that women are able to tap into different realities, into different things when they have their cycle. Now it's crazy. I was watching a scary movie last week, and the dude told the woman, when did you start having night terrors? And she said that they increased. He told him that statistically women have night terrors right around the time they start their whatchamacallit. And I had a horrible dream yesterday. I was chased by a monster all night. A whole life of being chased, like it was crazy. But it ain't about me, because I ain't on shit. I'm a man. Let's talk about the woman. Now, why am I talking about the cycle? Because I just told you that the cycle represents the aspect of water. on a metaphysical sense. But I have to elaborate to this to you on a deeper level so you can understand this shit, and that's what I'm about to do. Alright, so let me find this shit real quick. Boom. Water, the mystical fluid of life, symbolizes blood. Not arterial blood. No spirit ever took body that way, but in blood. When your mom didn't have that, whatchamacallit, you were manifested in this. It was the start of your manifestation in this physical reality. So the way that the spirit comes into the physical is through the in blood. So if you cross-reference to that with the doorway shit, if you walk in a door, right? If your mom don't have her cycle, that door open, you can walk into it. But when she has one, doesn't that mean that that same door can be used to walk out of? All right then. When the doorway's open, we travel through here. We manifest ourselves into the physical through the spirit, through our mom's in blood. So when she has one, then we can walk out this month and start to have the visions and the dreams, and the power is increased in the woman, because that is the time where the gateway is open for the spirit to come in, and that's the time the physical can go into the spirit. So when a woman is on that, it is her time to pop into her energies. It's her time to be creative, to get into her visions, to get into her shit. She is our doorway. How she ain't your doorway when the only way you got there was through her? All right then. Now let me keep going. Bro, now let me really get stank nasty with this. Now you got to understand that, damn. So why would the Leviticus and all of those different aspects try to lock down and tell the woman that the M cycle and aspects of it is unclean, ritually, evil, all this other different shit? There's no way it could be because you're a jealous God, in that sense you can't manifest into this physical reality and everything is manifested through the mother, that you're jealous of her and now she becomes evil and she needs to get away from you when she has that. Because when she peers into that door, she can see that you ain't it. You only want her to peer through that door. Hence you make it nasty, you make it disgusting, you make it ritually unclean, you make it all this shit instead of the beautiful spiritual moment that it is where a woman can tap into a different energy. Let's read verbatim. Alright, let's read verbatim from these aspects of these older books from 6,000 years ago of them talking about truths that existed 50,000 years before them. Everything good, bro? Everything good?
Yeah, okay. Hey, he's asking me. Do you mind moving away from our door? Folks are hearing you yell pretty loudly.
Okay, I'll get out of here.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Who you on the phone with?
The customer pretty loudly.
Okay, I'll get out of here.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Who you on the phone with?
The customer.
Here. I apologize so much, but you know what I'm saying, I can't have no police showing up on me. Guys, you got to understand that as a, you know what I'm saying, a whatchamacallit male, to see me out here reading early in the AM when people going to work, you know, I'm in a city where the crime rate is 150% higher than the national average, you know what I'm saying? So the stigma of how we look, how they look at us, you know what I'm saying, you got to understand where they coming from. The city is really bad. Unfortunately, so even if they see somebody teaching and reading, it doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? So don't take it personal, you feel me? But this is the good news. I'm about to give y'all all access to the documents. 360 The Alchemist on Cash App, y'all. $10 gonna get you 20 books, $20 gonna get you 50 books, and $100 will get you 500 books. Leave your email in the Cash App notes. I will send you all these documents. Every list has all the books compiled in there together. 360 The Alchemist on Cash App. Leave your email in the Cash App notes. TikTok me and let me know what you're looking for. And I also got this voice recording that I'm going to send to all of y'all for everybody that donates. All right? 360 The Alchemist on Cash App. I apologize. I got to get out of here. The block is hot. Bro now. All right? I appreciate everybody. Y'all have a good day. And we out of here. Gang, gang.